The Road to a US-India No-Tariff Trade Accord, presented by NextGen Nation. Did you know that India imposes a 70% tariff on American apples? Or that the US taxes Indian steel so heavily that exports have taken a major hit? Imagine if all that just disappeared. Could the US and India really strike a historic no-tariff deal? Let's dive into the economic tightrope these global giants are walking right now. Welcome to NextGen Nation, where global stories meet next-generation insights. Today, we're venturing into the heart of US-India trade relations. With over $190 billion in bilateral trade last year alone, the stakes are high. A no-tariff trade accord isn't just a policy, it's a potential turning point in global commerce. The trade relationship between the US and India is robust, complex, and at times contentious. Both nations are economic powerhouses, but their tariff structures often reflect more of a rivalry than a partnership. India continues to maintain high tariffs on a range of US goods, especially agricultural products like apples, almonds, walnuts, and dairy. The US, in turn, has levied substantial duties on Indian steel, aluminum, and even textiles. But these tariffs aren't just numbers, they have real-world consequences. American farmers struggle to sell competitively in India, and Indian manufacturers lose edge in US markets. Tariffs increase product prices, limit consumer choices, and stifle innovation. Negotiating a no-tariff agreement is easier said than done. Both nations are balancing protectionism with economic pragmatism. India worries about job losses and protecting its local industries. The US wants better access for its companies and stricter rules around digital trade, data flow, and intellectual property. It's not just about numbers, it's about national interests, political will, and timing. To understand where we are today, we need to look back. The US-India trade journey has been anything but smooth. In 2008, both countries launched the Trade Policy Forum, TPF, to resolve trade irritants and create stronger economic ties. But despite multiple meetings, key issues remained unresolved. During the Trump administration, tensions heightened when the US revoked India's GSP, Generalized System of Preferences, status in 2019. This move affected over $5 billion worth of Indian exports. India responded by imposing retaliatory tariffs on US goods. It was a low point in the trade relationship. However, under the Biden administration, there has been a noticeable thawing of relations. The TPF was reactivated, and there's now talk of comprehensive trade engagement. But history has made both sides cautious. The wounds of failed trade negotiations still linger. Stakeholders are skeptical. Public sentiment is also divided. In India, many believe that opening the floodgates to American companies could destroy small and medium-sized enterprises. In the US, concerns about India's lack of regulatory transparency and market access still persist. Now, here's the big moment. Something is shifting. In recent months, US Trade Representative Catherine Tai and Indian Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal have been in active dialogue. They've made promising statements, suggesting that both nations are finally ready to bridge gaps. At the 2024 US-India Commercial Dialogue, Goyal hinted at reducing tariffs on medical devices and electronic goods from the US. Meanwhile, the US has offered concessions on steel and aluminum duties. This barter-style negotiation, while not yet a full agreement, signals a major breakthrough. The most telling sign? Both sides have formed a dedicated working group to specifically explore tariff abolition frameworks. This isn't symbolic, it's structural progress. What's more, the private sectors in both countries are now pressuring their governments to make a deal happen. American tech giants want better access to India's 1.4 billion consumers. Indian pharmaceutical companies want reduced US-based import duties. There's momentum, and for the first time in years, it feels real. So, what's the verdict? A US-India no-tariff accord isn't here yet, but it's closer than ever before. If successful, it could reshape global trade, lower prices, create jobs, and deepen ties between two of the world's largest democracies. Do you think a tariff-free future between the US and India is realistic? Or will protectionism win again? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're hungry for more global trade insights, don't miss our deep dive on the global ripple effects of the China-US trade war, linked in the description. You've been listening to NextGen Nation, where today's global challenges meet tomorrow's solutions. This entire podcast has been generated using artificial intelligence, text, voice, and video. We'll be back tomorrow with another AI-powered episode you won't want to miss. Don't forget to subscribe and join the NextGen revolution. Thank you for joining me on NextGen Nation. We'll be returning again at the Tsushin with a brand new podcast episode filled with fresh insights and exciting content just for you. So, stay tuned and don't forget to join us as we continue to explore interesting topics together.